chat join us. What do you think we should do on this post plant? Who likes this planted here? I agree. It's a great spot to plant. Hey, this is also not a bad plant spot as well. So let's just pretend that we get it here. I think you ask for breach alt this way as soon as you possibly can. Can we breach alt spawn? I'm going to push through. Can we breach alt? Breach alt? Yes, yes, yes. All you need to do is get breach on the same page with you, and then you fight forward. They're all through here. And how often do breaches use their ults for situations like this when they're down numbers? You have to entice them. Like, what is it that you want the breach to do? Another thing to think about, if you have control over this space in garage and you're a breach, you have control over middle. You know they can't be there. They can only be retaken from this position. Just before their retake, hit them with an ult this way. It's going to push them out into the open like this, and they're all stunned. Anyone on site gets free kills. They're all on this line right here, pushed into the open. Okay? What we don't want is to isolate a fight here, they double swing you or do something like this and then catch you. So we get very little value here. You maintaining the 3v2 a little bit longer puts more pressure on them. We don't add anything by being in that corner. There's an allure of you having a TP, getting a frag and TPing out. I understand that part. And if that was the case, that you wanted to go for that, if you needed to, which you didn't need to in this situation, I would have peeked them while they're in the hallway leading up, right? While they're stuck in the middle, instead of letting them peek into me. In lower ranks, you'd say, I'm watching this, bait me for a kill here. And that should make enough of a comment that they'll be able to know what to do. You could say, I've got this line, can you peek off me for a free kill? That works really well, right? Anything along those lines is good. Honestly, I think you can just be long here.
Yeah, this is what I mean, like post-plant situations always like have this 50-50s. Should I like put my TV outside and go outside, or put my TV outside and be onside?
Why would it make even more sense to be long in this situation?
They don't have smokes.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they're running Clove. Are they running Clove? So it doesn't make sense to be here at all. I think we just get the hell out of here. And we can even get everyone else to get the hell out of here too. Even if they stay there and they end up dying, you being here in a 1v2 situation, you're probably very clutchable. Want to get coached? Join this Discord. We have free and paid coaching options. Can't wait to see you there. Enjoy the video.
Sometimes we take the side so easily. Should I aggress in that situation and, you know, put my TV outside instead of playing like outside and post-plant?
It depends. It's not an easy answer, okay? The question is, what kind of ults do they have? What agents are they running? Like, if they have an ability to stage in and fight this space, you 100% fight forward, flash them, and try to disturb this area here, right? If you guys have more ult economy than they do, you might have the ults that allow you to just basically stay on site and just hold it. There's a lot of what if scenarios. It's a hard answer to give you. It's not. There's not like a one size fits all.
If we assume there's no ults, you know, just like just guns 5v5. We lost a 5v5, and I thought like maybe should I aggress more. Anything
that you do could win or lose. It's all statistic based, right? I would say another factor that you have to consider is who's on your comp. Like if you have a more forward aggressive comp, or if you have like a ton of duelists, for example, which happens a lot, they're really good at taking site, but then afterwards they don't have a whole lot of util to stall out or to be able to defend the bomb site, and then you end up getting overwhelmed by retake utility. So in that case, fighting forward might actually be more beneficial because you're going to end up losing that fight on site. Right? If you have a breach in your comp, there's nothing wrong with saying, breach, can you flash this corner for me? I'm going to fight this. You go and lead up a flash like this, bounce it off, he flashes the corner, and then you double peek with flashes, and you fight that space. There's nothing wrong with that either. All the while you have a TP to get yourself out. So every scenario works differently. Every comp that you have works differently. Alt situations work differently. So again, it comes down to it depends. And I think truth through experience will give you more answers on that. I would say more often than not, the statistic way of winning is playing on-site. Why? Because in ranked environments, people are not used to pushing out into a stage situation. Okay? So if we're looking at Haven, for example, and we look at plant spots, and we look at how in C-site, once you plant the bomb, you win 67% of the time or 70% of the time based on where the plant is. They're not pushing through CT, right? What do you think the chances are they're pushing through this space on a post plant and fighting? Like in a 5v5 in ranked?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, because there's no coordination for that and there's no trust. In a team environment, we talk about this a lot. Like in our coach dynamics, we talk about like, hey, your plant's here, how are you going to play off this? and then everyone forms up a plan and they go and they challenge forward and it makes sense for them. But when we're in this scenario, where it's like 4 other people you never played with, it's most likely they're going to play on site. So if you're playing on site, and you've got this at a 70% win rate, I'll take the 30% potential loss by staying on site. So your answer really comes from here in the stats. Have a habit of holding your clone when in ult. Okay, so the bomb needs to go down first of all, but once we get the bomb down, let's say we get the bomb down in the most ideal position possible. And we'll use Hooge because Hooge talks about bomb positions on this one. Sigma. Hooge likes it planted here. I agree, it's a great spot to plant. Hey, this is also not a bad plant spot as well. But yeah, so let's just pretend that we get it here, and it's a 4v5, okay? And our comp right now is Clove, Cypher. Okay, so Clove, Cypher is the other two. So we'll take this one out, take this one out. We have Clove, I think the bomb is right here with Breach, and then we have Cypher somewhere here, and then you're over here, okay? We'll take away all this shit. Okay, 4v5 scenario. What should we do?
I can say as a team, if we were coordinated, I think we would push ult.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. As a Yoru, you don't need a team. Because you can use this and get out of it scot-free, no problem. Okay? I think you ask for breach ult this way as soon as you possibly can. Can we breach ult spawn? I'm gonna push through. Can we breach ult? Breach ult? Yes, yes, yes. 3, 2, 1, breach ult.
Time to jump.
All you need to do is get breach on the same page with you, and then you fight forward. They're all through here. If we stay here, sure, we got our 1v1 over here. That could have been clean. It would have been 4v4 at that point, but you're leaving them in a 4v3 on site. And how often do breaches use their ults for situations like this when they're down numbers?
Never.
Never. You have to entice them. It's cool that you said breach you have ult, but there was no function. Like, what is it that you want the breach to do? Now, here's the thing. Played in all different rank lobbies, right? I played in these ones too. If you give them a direct thing to do with it, they're going to use it. But if you don't give them direction, they're going to be like, oh, I can use this, but I don't know how to use it. And they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about post-plant. They're thinking about the obvious things, the easy ones.
Yeah.
They're not thinking, oh my god, there's like 3 people right here. I can kill like 3 to 5 of them, 3 or 4 of them with a breach ult, all of them stunned. So for those of you playing Initiator, look for those opportunities. If they're sitting in a stage like this and they're just like asking to get ulted, go for it. Get them. Another thing to think about, if you have control over this space in Garage and you're a breach, you have control over middle. You know they can't be there. They can only be retaken from this position. Just before their retake, hit them with ult this way. It's going to push them out into the open like this, and they're all stunned. Anyone on site gets free kills. You want to direct your breach ult in a way that's going to push them into the open, into a threat, rather than pushing them away from it. So you'll notice when I was talking about this one, I wanted breach ult to come this direction. Okay? I want it to go this way. Why? Because when you go in there, they're all on this line right here, pushed into the open. Okay? It is one big gambling game. You got it. Once you figure out, Mythic, that this is just a game of numbers, you rank up. What makes sense percentage-wise? This is a very winnable round, but it requires a lot of communication, trust, and getting people to do the right things. That's all it is. If you say it with your chest and very confidently, I promise you this breach would have done it. There's no such thing as a rank up game. That's a mindset and a title that you're applying to the game yourself. It doesn't exist. It's all mental. You're telling yourself there's more on the line than there actually is. Later on in life, could you go into a job interview and say, hey man, I want you to hire me because I was Ascendant? It's funny because playing Marvel Rivals and now playing a ranked game again, I started noticing in myself before I played enough games to get to plat. I was like, oh man, I just got to win 2 more games and I'm plat. And I'm like, wait a minute. No. I'll get to plat when I'm supposed to get to plat. If it takes me 5 games, it takes me 5 games. So I played 4 games and lost the first one when I came into it, and I didn't really give a shit, and I played another 3 and I ended up getting platinum. But it was all mindset. The mindset is, Seagull, it's just another game, and you'll get to the rank that you need to get to eventually. If you don't end up hitting the rank on that game, it's because you're just not good enough yet. And that means you just need to have more games under your belt, and you'll get there. If you end up dropping, 4 or 5 games, you D rank, you're just not there yet, and that's okay. There's something more that you need to learn in the rank you're in, and it's totally fine.